everybody, and welcome to another episode of Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet where The West Wing is actually a sequel to The Mighty Ducks, where they move out west and start a band.
Awesome.
Called The West Wings. I'm your host, Chad.
And I'm your host, Rob. Again, we've been promoting this for a little bit. Check out our episodes next week. They're all going to be Avengers related, and it's going to be our little Avengers extravaganza.
But today, we're talking about Veep, which is the new show on HBO starring Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld.
I'm so happy you have to say her name, because I could never say it.
Yeah, it's a crazy name. But like always, follow us on Twitter at Epic Geek Out.
And always, you can find us on Facebook. We got our little episodes in a nice little section.
A player.
Easy to see and to watch. And what's the best thing they can do for us, Chad?
Well, they could email us. That's not the best thing, but they can do that. fans@epicgeekout.com, or subscribe to us on Facebook. That's the best thing you can do.
For us.
And for you.
And for you. So let's get into our review of Veep.
So today we're going to talk about the brand new HBO series called Veep. Fun to say, short. It's almost
Condensed.
like onomatopoeia, isn't that what they call it when you make a sound? Anyways, it stars Julia Louis-Dreyfus from
You just
Elaine
wanted to say
from
onomatopoeia.
I love that word. Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld, Elaine from Seinfeld. Also, a cast of other characters that we've seen in bit roles before. Basically, the premise of the show is it follows the Vice President of the United States of America and her happenings and goings-on within her office, her staff, and kind of what she's up to throughout, you know, her dealings, I guess. It's a very loose concept, and it's just going to evolve from there, I feel. It's a comedy, and it airs Sunday nights. It's a half-hour comedy. So what did you think of it? It's all the first episode, just the pilot.
So before I got into video podcasting, I was actually a political science major. That's what I graduated college with. I'm pretty sure I did it just because I only had to take one math class. But this kind of thing, it really does interest me. I mean, the best way, from talking to some friends who watch the show, it really is an attempt at The West Wing meets The Office, because it's filmed in the mockumentary kind of style of The Office, with the people following around. And I guess just as a little history lesson, the vice president, though, you know, second in command, kind of like one of the most unimportant people ever. And like the show kind of really plays off of that, and I think it's hilarious. And I mean, the first episode is very funny, how they talk about the spoons and the forks, the totally green forks, and
Right.
So I think it's a really interesting show. I like the mockumentary style of like the filmmaking, or not just, I guess, the
like
show
the doc
making.
style,
Like The Offices, Parks and Rec, or even like Modern Family, which I think is a great show.
It doesn't have the talking to the camera parts that those other shows have, but yeah.
And it's following a group who work for the vice president, one guy who's kind of the liaison from the president, and it's kind of, they're all very quirky. You know, I think only a couple of them are very competent, and I think the opening's done really well. That shows her, you know, possibility she's going to be president, and then kind of a sad face, you know, she accepts the vice presidency. And there's one moment where they say something like, I think it's actually the preview for next week or this past Sunday, of, you know, the president got sick, and she's like, oh, nice. Like, so
preview.
We only watched one episode of it so far, and I guess my opinion is it's hard for a 30-minute comedy really to catch its stride in the pilot episode, because it takes a lot of time. You got to know the characters, and I think shows like these really are based off of once you get to know the quirks of the characters, the jokes are funnier
And recurring jokes.
Yeah, exactly. So like I think the show has the most potential of any show that I've seen, you know, a premiere of this season. When I watched Parks and Rec for the first time, the first season really was just building up the characters and getting to know the characters, and I think it has a lot of potential because it is kind of a funny environment working in the vice president's office, and they can play off so many things with that. The jokes worked. I think she was superb, I thought, in it. I thought wasn't convinced that she was great, you know.
To carry it, like herself as the star, yeah.
There's like kind of the Seinfeld curse of people trying to move on from it. But, you know, I think she fit really well, and a lot of the like the little things that, you know, just from being involved in politics a little bit, you can see of like the guy whispering, "Oh, this dude loves maps." Was that a map joke? And
I wish I had someone behind me doing that.
Yeah, and
that'd be awesome.
So it was funny. It wasn't outstanding. It didn't blow me out of the water, but like it was very promising, and I could see the show being really good. You know, a half an hour show on HBO, they can do a lot with it. With, you know, they're not restrained by cursing or anything like that. So I look forward to, you know, watching the next episodes, because I think if it can find its stride, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I quite liked it too. I thought it was, I was surprised by it because I wasn't really looking forward to watching it. I saw a couple of the little spots they had on TV advertising it, and it didn't seem like something that I would be interested in. But it's really funny. The humor's very crass, which I love. I feel, I told you, I felt like you wrote it, because it's definitely your style humor, the style humor that I laugh at all the time that
Thanks.
you say. But it's very like, she swears, and I love it. She curses, and it's just like the quick little jokes, like the under the breath jokes, which are really funny.
And she'll like swear, and then like it'll be like to one of her staff, and then, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" You know, like,
and just like the way they write the jokes and this kind of comedy, it's like constant. Like there's jokes and then they'll call back jokes. So I love that aspect of it. I'm annoyed by some of the things in the show, just because like I have to get past the fact
annoying.
that these people are incompetent. Why would they be in this spot? Also, like the office itself. Like, do you think that it's really just one big room like that with nobody has like cubicles or anything? And like they're in some government building, and it's just like this giant room where they're all just hanging out.
Yeah.
For their desks are all like close together and stuff.
Oh, I forget the name of the building that the vice president is in.
I have no idea.
Put that back there. It'll be behind us.
Yeah. So but it's not going for the realistic aspect of it.
I actually love that shot at the end, the steady cam, and then it was just the office going on. I hope they end every episode with that, because it gave like each person a little moment to like say something, and it's just a steady cam of what you're talking about, the long office. No real like high walls for the cubicles or anything like that, and you just see people walking in and out of it. So I thought that was a kind of interesting, little shot. For TV.
It's it was, it's what it is. It's something that like I'm not sure if it has enough to keep me like dying to see the next episode. It's a fun comedy. I'll definitely watch it for the foreseeable future, and if I catch it when it's on, it'd be funny. But like I don't feel like there's is there going to be like an overarching plot like that's going to be like keeping me to come back to find out what happens with the plot, not just to see the jokes. That's just where and that's just with me,
what they're gonna
and
do
comedy
is
with me.
The guy who's trying to rise to power, you're going to see him going through it and, probably screw her over in a regard. And
I mean, that's just my personal thing with comedies. It's like on TV, if there's not some, I usually am drawn to come back to see something happening with the plot, and not necessarily just see the latest hijinks of what's going on in the VP world. But I think it's very good. What?
The Veep world.
The Veep world, yeah. But I think it was good. It was well written. It was a pilot, like you said, so it's hard to really judge the way it's gonna work as a show. Or its stride, what it's going to be like, because I'm sure it'll evolve into something different.
And what did you think about, so the show, they never plan on divulging what political party she's affiliated to?
Did they say that?
Yeah, they didn't go over it in the show. I've heard this from other things. Okay. Or go over what, wherever you'll ever see the president. So what do you think about that?
I mean, yeah.
I think that's a really interesting thing to do, because
but it's not about the president. It's about
exactly, and I think that's great. Like every political show, you're going to see the writers' politics in it somehow.
Yeah.
And I would love to see a political show about just the people involved without getting it muddled in the politics. And sometimes that's great. And
it definitely seemed like it's going to touch on politics. The fact that this whole episode was about her political view on the clean jobs and all that.
Sure.
So I think at some point you're going to be able to kind of guess what she is. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe they'll have her sewed in the middle of the road, trying to do multiple things. I don't know. I just thought that was I hope they stick with that too, and it's not like, oh, season 2 finale, we get to meet the president, or something stupid like that, or I just thought it was a cool way to say that we're focusing on the vice president, that office, and it reminded me a lot of Arrested Development, just kind of that humor, very similar tone and whatnot. But yeah. Promising. Definitely promising.
Yeah, promising. I'll definitely be watching it. I was surprised by it, and It's only a half hour, which is great because it's not too
And
long.
on demand is, I mean, just incredible just to pick up and watch it. So
yeah, cool. So if you like comedies, raunchy comedies, so I laughed out loud quite a few times through it.
yeah,
So
good.
I think it was definitely worthwhile. So people have been giving us flack because they say thanks. They don't like that.
They're not
term.
happy people.
They're not happy people. But this is basically our time of our show where we like to just talk about things that really don't fit into a segment per se, little tidbits of stuff that we're enjoying to help you guys enjoy them too. So kind of like our little geek outs. So whatever you want to call it, that's fine with us.
I'm sticking with thanks.
We're just going to go with it. So what are you thankful for? What do you want to geek out about? What do you want to talk about today?
All right, I'm thankful for, I'm going to have my geeky one, but a friend just recently told me, we have a super fan. I just want to say thank you, Greg Whitmer, for catching all of our episodes. Great job. Thank you. Keep watching. Send some feedback in. But my thanks for the day is going to be kind of basing off of Tuesday's episode. I would like to thank Judd Apatow. I think he's brilliant, and what he has done for comedy in our recent, years with, Knocked Up, just things like that. 5-year engagement, probably not his best work, but just the way that he's taken the normal Joe comedy thing to kind of a new level and, made stars out of people like Jason Segel and Seth Rogen, things like that. I appreciate it. I appreciate that sense of humor, and he has a new movie, I Am 40, coming out. It's kind of the Knocked Up spin-off thing. So, yeah, just thanks. I'm a big fan of comedies, and, he definitely took it in a new direction. So, Chad, what are you thankful for, geeky for, or whatever we're calling it now?
I'm going to give a shout out to another website. I surf the web a lot, so I find a lot of websites that I like to share. It is called iFixit.com.
Ooh, I know where this is
coming from.
It helped
me this past week when my iPhone died. It died. It would not charge, and so it died, and then I couldn't use it. And I really just honestly broke out in hives for a good 2 or 3 days.
I'm surprised I didn't find you in the corner,
like
just
huddled,
shaking back and forth.
It's really ridiculous how much I rely on that thing. But it's a cool little website that gives you videos, tutorials on fixing anything with the iPhones, a lot of different Apple devices, also other phones, Android phones. Just check it out. There's a couple different things that they show you on there. So I was able to replace first the battery. That didn't turn out to be it. And then I replaced the dock connector. It seemed like a crazy task, but very easy to follow instructions. And I was able to get it fixed within 2 days. So thank you, iFixit.com. And if you guys have any problems with your devices, check it out as well. Cool. So thanks for watching. What are we going to next week? I know
Next
Rob's
week,
excited.
Avengers Extravaganza.
Yeah, so
Stick.
we know what we're talking about, so we didn't say what our Thursday episode was going to be yet.
Go ahead.
You
do it.
All right, so Thursday next week, obviously Tuesday, The Avengers, the movie. Thursday, Avengers vs. X-Men comic book series.
First comic book
First
section.
four issues or so?
3 or 4, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, first comic book venture for us, so it should be quite an adventure because
I'm excited.
who knows what we're going to say. It's going to be crazy.
We're probably going to have Avengers shirts on. It's going to be geeky. I can guarantee that.
So make sure you guys come back next week for that. Have a great weekend. Go see the Avengers this weekend.
Definitely.
And thanks for watching this episode of Epic Geek Out.